Hello, welcome to Aaron Max Wellness. Tonight we are going to work on Sun salutations and warrior dances. So get ready to flow, get ready to sweat, get ready to breathe. We're going to start out slow with a few poses on the mat first to warm everything up before we get up and start in our warrior dance. So we are actually going to go ahead and come all the way back to the mat. We're going to do something a little bit different today from our normal. So we'll go ahead and start in a child's pose, toes to touch, knees nice and wide. Exhaling, making your way all the way down to the mat. Pressing your forehead on the mat, letting your elbows be all the way on the mat. Let me move mine back a little bit. And if your booty can't touch the mat, that's okay. You can always take a block and put that underneath, however that suits you. If it needs to be like a lunchbox. So I like to think of blocks in 3 different ways. So the low flat side is like a lunchbox, and up on the side is like a crayon box, and up like this is a cereal box. So do what you need to do, or if you don't need one at all, that is good too, or you can hang out in the air. Just coming into your child's pose, finding your breath. Letting your third eye rest on the mat, bringing your 2 halves of your brain together, slowing everything down, releasing the day. And just settle in, noticing how you feel in your body. Making your breath a little bit more active, deep inhales all the way in through your nose, making it round all the way through the rib cage, the front, the sides, the back, in through each vertebrae, through each spine, each rib, opening it all the way up to the collarbones, exhaling. Imagine as if you're pouring a glass of water out, letting your chest fall, knitting your ribs in together, imagining your belly button coming to the front of your spine. And inhale through your nose, and going at your own pace, at your own breath. Even if you're in a different space from how I'm cueing, just know that this is available for you when you get there. Opening up your mouth, HA, let it come from the back of your throat as if you're fogging up a mirror. Taking 3 more rounds of breath, just like this. And then sealing off your lips. Inhaling through your nose. Exhaling through your nose. And begin to make your child's pose active, lifting your elbows and forearms up off the mat, maybe using what I call cupcake hands, like if you're grabbing a cupcake from the top that has lots of frosting. So when you have your arms and elbows out, you have your cupcake hands, rolling your shoulder blades down and back. So really engaging your serratus anterior, that serrated knife edge on the side of your body here, rolling the head of your shoulder down, imagining your shoulder blades going into your back pockets. And inhale, coming up onto all 4s, onto your knees, and just sitting back onto your heels, maybe bringing your knees together, closing your eyes, inhaling, bringing your hands together, setting an intention for your practice. Taking a moment to thank yourself for being here, showing up, being present, taking the time to let the whole day go, and breathe. And sigh it out. Sealing your lips, sealing your practice. Inhale, super sweep, both arms up high to the sky. Exhale, hands to heart center. Closing your eyes if you opened them. Bringing your hands to your heart center and breathe. Gently fluttering your eyes open, finding a soft gaze. Exhale, placing your hands onto the mat as if you're on all fours. And we're going to start moving here. So inhale your heels up. Exhale, chaturanga, low plank pose. Inhale, release your legs. Let your belly, chin, and chest come to the mat. Inhale, up for a baby cobra. Let your arms be like grasshoppers here. Pulling your hands down a little bit farther down towards your ribs. So letting it be a 90-degree angle on your elbows. And lifting up, inhale, and using your lower back muscles, keeping the tops of your feet onto the mat. Inhale, up one more vertebrae. And exhale, release everything down to the mat. Let your arms be long next to your side. This time we're going to inhale both legs and arms and chest up off the mat. Inhale a little bit more. Exhale, release everything onto the mat. Inhale, bringing your arms up towards your ribs. Exhale, push it back into a child's pose. Good. Inhale, arms up. Super sweep, arms up high to the sky. Exhale, hands to heart center. Let's do that again. Exhale, bringing your hands down to the mat, breaking your feet up off the mat. Exhale, low plank. Releasing everything onto the mat. Baby cobra, inhale up, squeezing your glutes, lifting up with your lower back, opening up your chest, letting your shoulders pull back, pulling your elbows back. Imagine if someone's holding your elbows and squeezing them in together. Inhale, one more rib up off the mat. Exhale, release everything down, arms long. Inhale, legs and arms up, really using your triceps here to pull your arms up, opening up your chest, squeezing your glutes, pointing your toes, lifting up one more time, and exhale, release onto the mat. Inhale, arms up towards your ribs. Exhale, push it back, child's pose. Take a breath here and breathe. Take 2 more breaths. Inhale, sweeping your arms up, all the way up high to the sky, super sweep. Exhale, hands to heart center. Close your eyes, take a breath. Inhale. Exhale, place your arms down onto the mat. We're gonna do it a couple more times. So it's like you're on all fours and just lifting your shins and toes up off the mat. Exhale, low plank pose. We're gonna inchworm here. So you let your chest come up. Inhale up, baby cobra. Let your legs be long. Inhale up. Exhale, release everything onto the mat. Arms long, legs onto the mat. Reverse boat pose. Inhale, legs up off the mat. Chest up off the mat. Arms nice and long behind. Lift up. Lift up one more rib. Lift your thighs up. Breathe. Smile. And exhale, release onto the mat. Inhale, arms up towards your ribs. Exhale, push it back. Child's pose. Take a breath. Inhale, sweep your arms back. Super sweep all the way up. And exhale, hands to heart center. Good. And breathe. Close your eyes. Take a moment. Good. Exhale, placing your hands onto the mat onto all fours, knees hip width distance apart, letting your palms come directly below your shoulders, engaging your core. And breathe. And we'll just hold here and breathe. Rooting down, opening up your starfish hands. Again, always just try to imagine maybe like you have suction cups on the fingertips and in the middle of the palm of your hand. That way you can get a nice suction cup, engaging your core. Rolling over your toes for our first downward facing dog. So let it be soft, let it be gentle. Feel free to keep your knees bent a lot and pedal out back and forth, left and right, right and left. Just warming up your legs, warming up your hamstrings. Rolling your shoulders down and back. So if you feel like you're no neck Joe, roll your shoulders down. Lengthen out your long neck. You can either be looking at in between your feet, up at your belly, or just down onto the mat. And breathe. It's okay if you can't get your heels all the way down to the mat yet. So if you're high up on the balls of your feet, that's okay. We'll warm it up. Just see how you feel right now. Breathing into this pose. Downward facing dog. Sigh it out. This is an inversion pose. We're getting a new perspective. Lengthening out the spine. Letting the blood drain to your head. Pedaling at your feet left and right, right and left one more time, just to see where you're at. Pushing back out of your shoulders a little bit more. On your next inhale, come up to your high plank pose. Being sure that your heels don't splay out either side. Palms below your shoulders, engaging your core. So if you are sagging here, really hoist up your hips, engage your glutes, push your heels towards the back wall. High plank pose. Exhale, bringing your knees onto the mat, flatten your feet on the floor. Exhale, chaturanga, low plank pose. Come all the way down to the mat. Inhale, baby cobra. Exhale, push it back. Downward facing dog. Good. Inhale your heels high, knees low. So this is a turbo dog right here. So it's like you're getting spring loaded. Turbo dog. Knees low, shins parallel to the mat. Look forward, look between your palms of your hands. Walk or hop to the front of your mat, feet between your hip palms. Measure 2/5 width between your feet. This is your where your hip width distance apart, where your legs come down. So be sure here, you want to be on a railroad track versus a tightrope or being too far. So this is a good measurement in between where your hips are. So we're going to hang here into a ragdoll. You can bend your knees if you need to, bend them a little bit, and then when you exhale, you can lengthen out a little bit more. Grabbing opposite elbow pits with your arms, or you can leave them long. And shaking out your head, no. Loosening up the neck. No more negativity. And then you can shake your head out, yes, for all the yummy goodness to come. And then find some stillness and breathe. Rolling from your heels to the balls of your feet and back. And feeling the 3 points. Feeling the point in your heels and then in the balls of your feet. There's 2 points in the ball. And see if you can have an even weight distribution on all 3 points. You can go side to side. Just see where you're at. And then find some stillness. Releasing your hands to the mat. Inhale. Lower your legs into like a chair pose. So you're going to bend your legs a lot. Let your chest come to your thighs. And just hang out here and do your chair pose. Inhale, super sweep all the way up to a standing. Bring your arms up, squeezing your glutes. Exhale, close your eyes, hands to heart center. Good, and breathe. Inhale, super sweep up. Exhale, fold forward. Step it back, downward facing dog. Full is McGee. Inhale, high plank pose. Hold it here. Push it back with your heels to the back wall. Engage your core. Engage your quadriceps. Engage your triceps. Inhale, lean forward onto the tips of your toes. Exhale, low plank pose. If you need to, bring your knees down to the mat. Come all the way down. Inhale, baby cobra. Exhale, push it back, downward facing dog. Good. And breathe. Inhale, heels high, knees low, look forward, walk or hop to the front of your mat. Inhale, halfway lift, nice flat back. So Jans, I'm going to have you come down. Yeah, and then imagine you have a string from the top of your head, pull, and then another one pulling from your sacrum or from your tailbone. So that way you can lengthen out your back. So engage your core. Yeah, beautiful. And then let your head be long. Let your neck be long. Look down at the mat. Good. And then you can bring your hands to your shins. Good. I'm going to have you lower your torso a little bit more. Your whole torso. Lower it. There it is. Yes. And breathe. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, super sweep. Arms all the way up, high to the sky. Exhale, hands to heart center. Inhale, super sweep up. Exhale, forward fold. Place your hands on the mat, step it back, downward facing dog. Good. We're going to do a low lunge. Inhale, right leg lifts high to the sky. Exhale, knee to nose. Hold it here. Come on the ball of the back foot. Inhale, bringing your right knee up closer to your nose, rolling out the top of your back. Let it be round, using your lower abs, bringing your knee a little bit closer. Exhale, gently place your right foot onto the mat next to your right palm, left shin onto the mat. Inhale, up. Hands to your knees, low lunge. Exhale, lean forward, right hip back, left hip forward. Engaging your core. So you see, you might see a lot. I have a pretty sway back. So constantly I think of having a 50-pound weight on my tailbone. So think of if you feel like you're sway back, think of this weight pulling this forward, so that engages your lower abs. And then lean forward. So you should be feeling a nice stretch in your left hip flexors. Pulling right hip back. Good. And exhale, sink it back. For a half split, you can bring your toes to your nose and stay here. If you have blocks, you can grab your blocks here. I have a cramp in my left foot. Or if it's available to you, you can sit all the way back. I like to sit up nice and tall and then lean forward. You might need to have a little bit of a bend in your knee if it's a little too much of a pull. Or again, you can stay here. Woo! Is everyone feeling it? Good. Nice. Inhale, come back up into your low lunge. Let's bring our arms up. Bring them back a little bit closer to your ears. Pull your arms back. Yeah, exhale, place your hands onto the mat. Step it back, downward facing dog. Other side, inhale, left leg lifts high to the sky. Exhale, knee to nose, really bringing it all the way in. Making a Halloween cat with your upper back, using your lower abs, bringing your knee to your nose. Pushing out of the palms of your hands and breathe. Push a little bit more, inhale. Exhale when you're ready, placing your left foot onto the mat, bringing your right shin onto the mat. Inhale, hands to your left knee. And exhale, sink it forward, right hip back. And then you can sink forward. If you want, you can always bring your arms up. So when your arms are up, See how my arms are in line with my ear as opposed to here. And if they're not loose yet, you can always cactus arms. These are your cactus arms. And sink. Tucking your tail. So not only do you get length in your hip flexors, and you're getting the length in your lower back. And same with our warriors. So this is kind of our setup for our warriors, right? So you want to think about, even as you build the foundation from your knee on the floor, making sure this knee is tracking over your second toe. And we'll exhale, sink it back. Do a half split. Flexing your toes to your nose, pulling right hip forward, left hip back. Or you can always sit back. Inhale, sitting nice and tall right here, engaging your lower abs. Nice flat back, lean forward. If you need to, have a soft bend in your knee. And breathe. Inhale, come up back to your low lunge. Exhale, place your hands to the mat, step it back, downward facing dog. Good. And when you come back, notice, are you dragging your foot on the mat when you come back in your down dog? Or is it a clean sweep? It's just something to notice, something to work towards. Inhale, heels high, knees low, look forward, turbo dog, spring it up, get ready. Exhale, walk or hop to the front of your mat, feet in between your palms, hip width distance apart. Inhale, halfway lift, nice flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, super sweep all the way up high to the sky. Listen closely. We're going to go into a chair pose. Exhale, sink it down. So you can have your feet hip width distance apart. So Vicky, I'd like to see your feet closer together. You're kind of like a triangle. So bring in your feet a little bit more, even a little bit more. So bend down and see. Yeah, bring your feet in closer. Let the insides of your feet graze your fists. That's hip width distance. Or you can bring your feet together and sink it down. So just imagine that there's a chair behind you. So let your shins stay here. So this is your hinge right here, right? So imagine there's a chair that I'm going towards. You can bring your hands to your heart. Good. And then again, using that lower ab engagement, tucking the tail and sink it back. See if you can lift up all 10 toes. Like little lightning bolts. And look up. So don't look at the ground, because if you look down, then you're going to fall down. So see if you can find something on the wall, finding your soft drishti. That's your soft focus. Looking, so it's like you have a fuzzy lens, or like on new iPhones, the portrait mode. So everything's fuzzy in the back, and you just see looking out at the distance. And sink down a little bit more. Keep breathing. And exhale, forward fold. Breathe, shake it out. Good. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, super sweep all the way up. Exhale, forward fold, step it back, downward facing dog. Inhale, right leg lifts high to the sky. This time, let's open up for a half scorpion. So let your right foot drop. Imagine it reaching towards your left shoulder, keeping both your shoulders intact. So automatically when I flip open, so it's like flipping out, getting ready to flip your dog. So it's lifting it up. Imagine your knee coming up high to the sky. And then if your right shoulder pops up, level it out with your left one. Inhaling a little bit higher. Exhale, lengthen it out. Knee to nose. Inhale up, three-legged dog. Exhale, knee to nose. Place it onto the mat. Bringing your left shin on the mat. Inhale up, low lunge. And exhale, sink it back. Inhale, come back up. Exhale, place your hands to the mat, step it back, downward facing dog. Other side, inhale, left leg lifts. Exhale, open it up for half scorpion. Bringing your left knee high to the sky. Your left shoulder popped up. Bring it back down, level with your right. And breathe. If you need to, you can be on the ball of your back foot. Exhale, see if you can sink it down. Inhale, lengthen out your leg. Exhale, knee to nose. Low lunge, placing your left foot on the mat, right shin on the mat. Inhale, come up, low lunge. Exhale, sink down into that low lunge. Inhale, come up nice and tall. Exhale, half split. How we doing, ladies? You. Inhale, come back up to low lunge. Exhale, place your hands on the mat, step it back, downward facing dog. Take a breath. Inhale, heels high, knees low, look forward, walk or hop to the front of your mat. Inhale, halfway lift, nice flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, super sweep all the way up. Exhale, chair pose. Bringing your hands to your heart center, tucking your tail. See if you can lift all 10 toes. Are your knees coming over? Can you see your feet? If you can't, bring your shins back. If you need to, come up out of your thighs a little bit. This is perfectly good. Here, look at this. Arms up like a lightning bolt. And exhale, sit down a little bit more. A little bit more. A little bit more. A little bit more. And come all the way down to the mat for boat pose. Inhale, legs up, nice flat back. You can touch one toe, two toe. If you're really bendy and lengthy, you can lengthen out your legs. My hamstrings are too tight. And exhale, come all the way down, sink your boat and lay all the way flat on the mat. And just take a breath. Inhale your arms nice and long over your head. Flex your toes to the nose. We're gonna inhale, sit up, and exhale, forward fold, reaching your arms towards your legs, towards your feet. Woo! And release and swing your legs around. We'll come back into a downward facing dog. My mat keeps sliding over. I don't know what I do. I get all crazy here. Come into a downward facing dog. Okay, ladies, now we know what to do. Let's go, let it flow. Inhale, right leg lifts. Exhale, knee to nose, high lunge. Stay on the balls of the back foot, crescent lunge. Get set up before we come up. So, front leg, 90-degree angle. Yes, check. Knee over second toe. Yes. Back foot, back ball of the back foot. Nice and strong. Scissoring your legs together. So really feeling the adductors, the muscles in between your thighs. Feel them scissoring together as you're pulling forward, right? So you're getting some strength in here as you're lengthening out. Inhale, come up, crescent lunge. Pulling your right hip back, left hip forward. Tucking your tail, lengthening up. Inhale, up. Exhale, place your hands on the mat, step it back, high plank pose. Exhale, low plank pose. If you need to, put your knees on the mat, chaturanga. Inhale, upward. Exhale, push it back, downward facing dog. And breathe. Other side, crescent lunge. Inhale, left leg lifts. Exhale, knee to nose. Here we go. Let it flow. High on the ball of your back foot. Set it up before you go up. Inhale, using your core muscles, come up. Make sure is your back foot, is it splaying? Or is it in alignment? Woo! Come up, inhale nice and long. Exhale, hands to the mat, step it back, high plank pose. Inhale, lean forward, high in the balls of your feet. Exhale, chaturanga. Inhale, baby cobra or upward facing dog. If you're in an upward facing dog, picking your thighs up off the mat. Exhale, downward facing dog. Okay, ladies, we're gonna go into our warriors. Inhale, right leg lifts. Exhale, knee to nose. Placing your right foot on the mat. Inhale, come up, crescent lunge. Sink down in your front leg a little bit more. Open it up, warrior two. Back foot parallel with the back of your mat. Arms nice and long. Fingertips together. Opening up nice and wide in your chest. Sink down into your front leg. Tracking over your second toe. Inhale, flip your front palm, lean forward. Exhale, reverse your warrior. Right arm high to the sky. You can look up, keep your chin in alignment with your shoulders. You can look to the side or look at the back knife edge of your foot. Are you gripping with your toes? Lift your toes up off the mat. See if you can lift your big toe off the mat. Inhale, come back up to warrior two. Exhale, super sweep, both hands onto the mat. Step it back, high plank pose. Knees to the mat, chaturanga. Inhale, up. Exhale, downward facing dog. Good. Take a breath. Inhale, left leg lifts. Exhale, knee to nose. Place it down, crescent lunge, high to the sky. Inhale, up. Lengthen out your back leg. Sink down in your front leg. Both hips forward. Arms up towards your ears. Open it up, warrior two. Beautiful, ladies. Knife edge of your back foot. Open up, so really let your shoulders open up here. Opening up your chest, shining your light. Inhale, flip your front palm. Exhale, reverse your warrior. Ah, feel it. Breathe into it. Sink into your front leg a little bit more. Good, breathe. Inhale, warrior two. Exhale, super sweep down to the mat. Step it back, high to low, let it flow, or meet in downward facing dog. Good, and breathe. Inhale, heels high, knees low, look forward, walk or hop to the front of your mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, super sweep all the way up. Exhale, chair pose. And breathe. See if you can come up on the balls of your feet. Bring your hands to your heart center. And exhale, forward fold. Inhale, halfway lift. Exhale, step it back, downward facing dog. And come down onto your knees for a child's pose and breathe. Good. How's everyone doing? Good. Let's see here. There we go. Keep breathing in your child's pose. Good. Inhale onto all fours. Push it back, downward facing dog. Let's let it flow one more time. Inhale, right leg lifts. Exhale, knee to nose. You know where to go. Crescent lunge. Inhale, torso up, using your abdomen, using your core to bring you all the way up. Pulling your right hip back, left hip forward. Exhale, sink down into your front leg. See if you can lift your toes in your front leg. Is your knee splaying out? Is it centered? How's your back heel? Is it splaying? Is it centered? Sink down a little bit more. Open it up, warrior two. Good. Inhale, flip your palm, front palm. Exhale, reverse your warrior. Sink down a little more into your front leg. We're gonna add on. Bringing your right elbow onto your right thigh, bringing your left arm up high to the sky. Good, yes. Beautiful. Side angle. Yawns, I'm gonna have you sink down a little bit more into your front leg. Yes. Inhale, left arm up high to the sky. Exhale, super sweep. Both hands onto the mat. Step it back, high plank pose. Exhale, low plank pose. If you need to go onto your knees, inhale, upward facing dog or baby cobra. Sweeping through, exhale, rolling over your toes, downward facing dog. Good. Other side, let's do it. Inhale, left leg lifts. Exhale, knee to nose, sweep it through, crescent lunge. Other side, arms up. Exhale, sink down into your front leg. Lengthen out your back leg, open it up, warrior two. Good. Ooh, did you see how my body was leaning forward? So see if you can get your torso completely perfect over your hips. Nice. Inhale, flip your front palm. Now lean forward. Exhale, reverse your warrior. Good. Breathe. Sink down into your front leg a little bit more, lengthening out your back leg. Imagine the energy is rolling out on this back leg. So it's rolling outwards. Whoosh, 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 out into the world. So that ripple effect out into the world. Opening up your adductors here. So even though you're scissoring them together, right? So it's like this opposite weird effect because you're still opening yet scissoring them together. We'll work on that later. Side angle. Open up, imagine our flashlight, our sternum, high to the sky. Right arm up. Good, sink down a little bit more on our front leg. And super sweet, high to low, let it flow. And we'll meet in downward facing dog. Good. And breathe. Inhale, heels high, knees low, look forward, walk or hop to the front of your mat. Inhale, halfway lift. Nice flat back. Exhale, forward fold. Inhale, super sweep all the way up. Exhale, hands to heart center. Good, and breathe. We'll do 2 balancing poses and then we'll come to the mat for a little bit of a cool down and for a Shavasana. So we'll take our breath, releasing your palms to your side. So even here, even though we're just standing here, this is still a really active pose. So really feeling the strength in your triceps as you open up everything on the front side body. So opening up your chest. So if you're a shoulder roller, so really let them open up. Imagine your scapula, your shoulder blades coming down into your back pockets. So engaging your glutes, engaging your quadriceps, lifting up all 10 toes, finding your drishti, finding your spot, sealing your lips, finding your breath. I'm going to do a tree pose. So shifting all of your weight into your right foot. So you should be able to just freely move your left foot around. So shifting all of your weight, 100%. And inhale, bringing your hands to your heart center. And bringing your left foot either onto your ankle. So rooting down into your right leg. So if your hip comes out, suck it up, really getting the head of the ball into the socket. Nice and long, really engaged. You can bring it to your ankle, to your inner calf, or above your knee, to the inner thigh. Standing up tall, imagining you have a string on the crown of your head. So tuck your chin ever so slightly. Coming up out of your hip, dropping your tail, engaging your core. If you fall out, that's good. Just come back in. You're learning, you're exercising, you're strengthening the proprioceptors, the muscles. And when you're ready, go ahead and release and shake it all out. Come to your other side, shifting all of your weight into your left leg. You can bring your hands to your heart center, bringing your right foot either to your ankle, your inner calf, or to your inner thigh. So pushing this foot into the thigh like you're pushing your foot into the earth. So you find that balance in between. It's the same amount of pressure. And never on the knee, right? So you want to avoid your knee. So it's either below, on the ankle, on the inside of your calf. And here's my knee right here. So I want to avoid that. My toes can be the top of my knee. Never pushing on it. Good. Coming up out of your hip. And breathe. And shake it out. Release. Good. Should we do one more? Yeah, let's do one more. We'll do one more. We'll do one more tree pose, and we're going to get a little more active in our arms. We're going to sway in the trees. So shifting all of your weight into your right leg, into your right thigh. Inhaling, bringing your hands to heart center, left foot on the inner calf, ankle or thigh. And this time, when you feel rooted and grounded, coming up out of your hip, bringing your arms up overhead, maybe making a lotus flower with your hands. I'm going to scoot down a little bit so you can see my hands. You can open up your tree, maybe look up. You can sway and breathe. Inhaling, arms up overhead. Exhaling, bringing back to the heart center. And exhale, releasing your foot onto the mat. Arms to your side. Good. Other side, shifting your weight into your left foot. Engaging your left quad and glute. Inhale and bringing your hands to heart center. Right foot, calf, ankle, calf, or inner thigh. Engaging your core, tucking your tail, tucking your chin. And this time, go ahead and grow your tree and make it dance. You can have cactus arms. You can look up. Your tree can sway. Your tree might fall out and just come back in. Bringing your hands back to heart center and exhale, release, let it all go. And we'll give a bow to our standing series and come back down to our mats. And we'll sit on our booties. And lifting your feet up off the mat, engaging your core, nice long spine. Bringing your arms out nice and long. And we'll roll all the way down, lengthening out your legs, lengthening out your arms, and slowly come all the way down onto the mat. Good. Bridge pose. Inhale, bringing the bottom of both feet onto the mat. So place your the palms of your feet. What do you call those? The bottoms of your feet onto the mat. Knees up. Arms nice and long. We're going to prepare for bridge pose. Looking up, so try not to look around. If you need to, watch first, and then you can do the bridge pose on the next time around. So see if you can graze the heels with your fingertips. This is the distance you want to be. Knees hip width distance apart. Letting all of the air out. On your next inhale, come up for a bridge pose, hoisting your hips high to the sky. If you want, you can roll over your shoulders, clasping your hands. hoisting your hips up a little bit higher, bringing your chest to your chin, letting your neck be long, not bringing your chin to your chest. Bring your chest to your chin, push up. Make sure your knees don't splay out. Inhale, lift up. And exhale, releasing your palms if you have them, coming all the way down. Bringing your feet together, bottoms of your feet to touch, knees nice and wide. Bringing one palm to your belly, one palm to your chest. And breathe. Good. Inhale, knees back together, hip width distance apart, arms nice and long, grazing your heels with your fingertips, feet hip width distance apart. Exhale and letting all of your air out. On your next inhale, come up, bridge pose. Hoisting your hips nice and low, high. Again, if you want, you can roll over your shoulder, clasping your hands behind, underneath your sacrum, hoisting your hips a little bit higher, neck is nice and long, and lift and breathe, pushing down through the 3 points of your feet, making sure you're not gripping with your toes, and push up, and exhale, slowly release everything onto the mat. Inhaling, happy baby, bringing the bottom of your feet to your palms. See if you can bring your knees in towards your chest, outside your rib cage. You can rock your baby, make one leg long, the other one long. You can stay still in your baby, pushing your feet into your hands. Good. Inhale, bringing your knees to your chest. Exhale, placing your feet onto the floor. One more time, bridge pose. If you want to, you can go into wheel. Otherwise, we'll stay here and bridge. If you want to go into wheel and you know how to do it, go ahead. I'm still just going to cue for bridge. I don't feel like my back personally is ready for that deep of a pose. So arms nice and long. Grazing your heels with your fingertips, feet hip width distance apart, exhaling, releasing all of your air. And inhale, come up, hoist your hips high to the sky, bridge pose. And pushing up, and pushing up. Arching your back, pushing up, bringing your chest to your chin. And exhale, release all the way down to the mat. Inhale, knees to your chest, leaving your neck nice and long onto the mat. Exhaling, releasing right leg long onto the mat for a wind removing pose. Flex your right toes to your nose, grabbing the outside of your left knee outside of your left rib cage, feeling a stretch, a lengthening in your right hip flexors. Yes. Bring your left knee up towards your chest, outside the rib cage. So it looked like this. Yes. And then your right toes are flexed towards your nose. Taking your right palm on the outside of your left knee and draw your left knee across your body, across your torso. The goal is to eventually get your knee to the floor, making sure that your left shoulder stays onto the mat. So if your shoulder pops up, then bring your leg up. This is also a nice place for a block or a bolster. If you can't get your knee all the way to the mat. Arms nice and wide. Good. Looking over your left shoulder. Inhale, bringing your left knee up towards your chest, outside your left rib cage, flexing your right toes to your nose, exhaling, releasing both legs long to the mat. Good. Inhale, both knees up towards your chest, keeping your head on the mat, neck nice and long. Keep your sacrum on the mat, just pulling both your knees in. And breathe. We're working our transverse colon. First we did our descending colon, now our transverse. We'll exhale, release, legs long onto the mat. On your next inhale, bringing your right knee outside of your right rib cage, knee out towards your right shoulder, flexing your left toes towards your nose. So this left foot is flexed. feeling the lengthening in your left hip flexor. Working our ascending colon. On your next breath, taking the palm, your left palm outside your right knee, dragging your leg across your torso. Again, keeping both shoulders onto the mat with your knees floating in the air. Let it float or find a block, find a bolster. Keep both shoulders onto the mat. Open arms nice and wide, looking over right shoulder. And breathe and smile. Know that you made it. You did it. You showed up. You did the work. You worked hard. You sweat. You gained some muscles. Lengthened. Swept the day away. Found your breath. Got new oxygenated blood. All in 60 minutes. Inhale, bringing your knee towards your chest. Exhale, release both legs onto the mat. Take a couple breaths. On your next inhale, bringing both knees towards your chest, wrapping your arms around your thighs, grabbing opposite elbows if you can, lifting your head up off the mat, and this time squeeze everything as tight as you can. Squeeze into the tightest little ball. Squeeze, 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 squeeze. Tight, 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 tight. Squeeze and tight. Squeeze one more time. Squeeze your hair. And exhale. Let it all out with a sigh. Shavasana. Corpse pose. 100% relaxation after 100% effort. Letting your arms be long. Slowing down your breath. Slowing down your mind. Letting everything go. Taking a moment to yet again thank yourself for showing up and being fully present. Being here in this moment, being open to learning new things, pushing your boundaries, all with a smile. Just take a couple of breaths. Let the sound of the sound bowl wash over you. Let it carry you away. Feeling the vibration that resides in all of us. You can lay here as long as you like, soaking in all the yumminess and gooiness. And just feel your practice rolling over onto your left side into a fetal position, and keeping your eyes closed, slowly pushing yourself up, letting your head come up last. Keeping your eyes closed, inhaling, bringing your hands to heart center, tucking your chin, bowing to your practice. Honoring all the gifts and the love and energy that you have to share, and you shared with all of us in the world. Continue to be the positive vibration and ripple effect to the rest of the world. As always, it's been an honor and a gift to guide you through your moving meditation. I look forward to seeing you again. Namaste. Thank you, ladies. Have a great night.